In a move that was not telegraphed by the Biden administration, Washington says it is now monitoring reports that Ukrainian forces may have committed war crimes. The US has been a steadfast supporter of the government in Kyiv since the Russian invasion in February and has poured weaponry into the hands of Ukrainian troops. It was as early as April that President Biden first accused Vladimir Putin of being a war criminal amid widespread reports of Russian atrocities on the battlefield. But in recent days and weeks, there have also been reports of Ukrainian misconduct after reports surfaced of Kyiv's forces summarily executing Russian prisoners of war. Here are some disturbing recent visuals from the eastern region of Luhansk.
Давайте, блядь, по одному.
Ти ж не вибив. Що не вибив? Ліжку цю не вибивають.
Офіцер, хто з вас? Всі вийшли? Виходь давай. Або...
Now, those are obviously very disturbing images provided by the Reuters news agency, which says that it does believe that they came from eastern Ukraine. We don't exactly know when they may have been recorded. For more on all of this, WION's US correspondent Susan Tehrani joins us live today from New York. Susan, this is obviously problematic for the Biden administration, but they have moved with alacrity to say that they are monitoring reports of war crimes committed by Ukrainian forces. How much difficulty does this put the Biden administration in, given their fulsome support, not just for the Ukrainian government, but their supply of weaponry to Ukrainian troops over the last several months?
Yeah, that's the issue with the weaponry, is that there had been warnings time and again that this supply of weapons, once it gets into Ukraine, first of all, there is no kind of verification on where it ends up in, what kinds of hands it ends up in. There are no codes. The issue of trafficking, even outside of Ukraine, was a major problem. And then you have the moral argument of the Biden administration, how time and again it had called Vladimir Putin a quote-unquote war criminal, notably, if you may remember, with the incidents in Bucha. And then the issue goes into whether or not you can really levy war crimes and how difficult it is to follow that path. Generally, war crimes have been historically hard to investigate, let alone prosecute. And we see these gruesome images on the one hand, and on the other hand, we have to realize that there is not only nationally in the United States, but internationally, no single document that codifies what war crimes constitute. So the Biden administration is really in a bind right now, not only for its weapons support, how much involvement it would have and responsibility it carries right now, because there are going to be questions as more information comes out regarding U.S. involvement and what steps the U.S. has to take. and then it would go to the UN. But I think one of the first steps that perhaps would come out of this possibly is that a Ukrainian military commander might be put to trial, perhaps. I mean, that would be the first step, realistic scenario in something like this as we get more information.